baby, I'm a dog free. What's my bow in Genesis? My phone rose and what you see me calling? For me, you money, more rose, yes, I'm Wopia. I'm a cram. If you're not one, maybe you. This is a moment, yes, you know. I give you a man,
for your mama has strong code about peace 104.3 24 minutes after one. Entertainment review now soon. Free a year Bosompem July we muha babe pimune and semi entertain ya the crowd.
No fool people were Jimmy. So I didn't go your body that's somebody you knew to me, Pia.
I know, baby, 26 July. That the Lumbanyani baby call and check when I Quincy and Cola 16 years of Quenya car Quenchia. My woman in Nara Esheromo. And say, so yeah, that's sorry. This is a bit a helicopter carry a government officials any as well for me, you know, I won't more come home. Back when you're Quenchia and Swatia to Munipeninara Ashidru. Ghana, you are a woman.
And from a brow, we are good. Some from a brown, Zaponia, Mozo Timothy.
You are a woman, and you are brave, they are toying.
So that the Amusupo, ain't tea. My grandma, you can know who may be. The beauty is Yazia, Yana Maka, Yanum, ain't tea, Nansania.
Acquaintance to see presidency the communication be between actually must say and Nami and son the bigger than the bigger national mourning I just say one more woman your baby call in this horrific accident no you best see for you be that as one of my or some coffee night money or more a free a year the 7th of August ever pim the 9th of August now the period of national mourning and to a big and then the day the 9th of August and to be and that's two chana a evening of reflection and memorials and ebe koso bono no pepepe at the forecourt of the State House Ghana phone na any abusiafo a womahwere o madehie any na bebonchinku o reflecting on the legacy and contributions of a year enkrofo a womenya o baby akọ ewo saa kwanhia yi mu These 3 days offer our nation a vital opportunity to collectively mourn and reflect on the profound loss we have experienced just this week. There's a man money and I say, yes, one more we urge all citizens to observe the period of national mourning with dignity and respect. At the forecourt of the State House, a year, the evening of reflection and memorials, no ebekoso. A year in Shishayano Ebekoso. Jumedi and Ebekoso over the forecourt of the State House. Ghana phone in Abbey to me, Akobobi. Ebusian for my show, Modishi and Subeshi, and reflecting on the memorial and celebrating the contributions of this great a year and Krofoya Woma Tui, contributions to a year, mine Ghana. Akwenshade the Nemu woman kwanso omukwakoye adwumade aboa Ghana mpuntu ena sa akwanhie ekoto omo enti na nwumede ye nira ye behia ewo eye the forecourt of the State House na ye to me ayeden eso one more atoi. Therefore, let's just take a minute and then listen to this song by Daddy Lumba. Na yababaka yababa titin komo bi efri ho na afi enen komo yabebodo so Daddy Lumba ho komo kakra any eniema SC creative art industry ni na ye betwe ho komo but sima yababa sisi ana yakwa homa no so ne yakwa kodi komo bi na yatoa ye dwumedie no eso
entertainment review and then so button some entertainment review entertainment review what's in the bottom for entertainment review Ghana for my man fans
It's here for higher peace 104.3 34 minutes after 1 entertainment review so and amasugu so amutie yenkwa homane so na yene Mr. George Bosompem the PRO of GAFTA enchiche nkomo creative art agencies no bi bebre na sese no yenya a select board members no ma yaso mu in ama chese adwuma ne de omba be hyasia ne sa ti yenkwa homane so ne yenkwa twetwe san nkomo we na yenhwe say board members here ya select your mui DNA komu what necessitated it near the any mom de na yankwa homa so ne Mr. George enkasa George ba chọtụ me nkai ma kwa about entertainment review so
nyaba aso atu yan so Ghana ebonya mpa ese abere so na dia isi ye de be sunya bibi afa pamema obuja ko nya yakọ na Ghana amaye na na mo shade
that's it Mr. George Yanko straight into your conversation and boy National Film Authority Creative Arts Agency na fin so tourism authority no ye hu say no board members no yenya a select yomo dodo na yaso mu in enti no yenhwe nkomo yemu kakra boy mu kakra say na sifatie board members ya select yomu e de ne komu ye di chusu these individual board members
meka more of the creative arts area because I want to give and see we come about National Film Authority we come about creative arts authority after tourism there and you give papa better than I know call now and America say you be not count me as you say running you know and in America they are not talking in the capacity as a member of any board because we are a member of NFA yeah board needs here and see obianfa will answer manasa meka may come based on my knowledge of study AI system and study AI the fact womo a board na so and it is basically like a disclaimer to make aside my own capacity
okay
and I'm not even talking for GAFTA I'm talking for myself and it means here because I'm a county as say if it is it's a mekan NFA the NFA act no Ufa baby about governing board now. Or a very thing. A buying coffee some basso. A year, your friend is saying copyright for Attorney General for communication. As an ministry, no, and that's also coffee or basso. And then automatic. The National Film Authority, the Yana, and no, and yet the February because the association say there were cool be a some basso. To say me cool a GAFTA. To say crew association. To say a man who could women in film and television. And Sana, your friend is a television for a year giver and a presented television for you know, and Sana Actors Guild and ASOC. To women in a Kuku, and you do alone, it's easier to do it because there's a almost trouble, you know, tourism for no, like the ministry for the trouble, one more leadership. No, normal leadership, and I think powerful, almost very competent. Normally, na buy about we so offense and board no so. Na board no basically we structure na board no apex body. We board no so na kala executive secretary no so can home and a formal event board no. Board no na o mo di wo mo nsem na be kwa do mo se ka se bia ye pese ye hye bi se emma association na me friends authority na wo mo di wo mo nsem na ko ko won ken no mo hwemu say the papa they say you ya na these are na fe mo no ejutumu a asa na executive secretary no na o manage the authority no the authority regional member of the board not the authority na kwa implement it is an NFA NFA after enko creative agency the yes said na edin kakra because we should agency na before creative agency no no now there was something called the Creative Arts Council. Okay, yeah. Now, you're okay, come and tell him. Honorable okay, come and tell him deciding him. And I almost buy into the government 2017 when I'm saying mobile. Now that time, we didn't want to make this thing because we didn't want to accept it because never be anahu. Any don't buy a council, they don't buy a never be anahu. It's because I mainly go for Kakadiko, a quick and can't want some catalogue. I didn't know the am I in? But I'm maybe now. Now, group of Ghana culture for my church for maybe Sada. It's your car saying, you're no more and Brano said, you're a best Sembrano. It's a do baby that a cookman free meeting Kakakabacoba that I not attic. We are asking and on your coin and a cocoa did you home common at the end. I'm saying. Subcommittee be on my promotion, yes, I mentioned. Subcommittee, a parliamentary subcommittee. And a man, Ura, a Kunadake, dear him, a coin or this, and Nemana church and Catana church and the cocktail almost. Nomsu a good celebrity, beating the Ambrano. But the other woman say, now, a Kukuna woman not Dawson. You far board and Kwana board is almost 20 something, 24 members. And I'm just animal members and children over here and paper, a check a crack. By 2020, Yaba election. Mokaya, sa or Mumbra call under certificate of agency. And they call parliament, my parliament passing as an Yababe 2020 election. It is time one more passes are there, no more passes are there, except almost sense and you may be the call parliament, parliament, Juma free and Siamado. And some more passes are law. No more passes are law, not governing board, no more, the same as the NFA, the Nkaka. But now we could be because who said, Omono. Domains no doors, not domains no, Yachimuno, etc. Muning and I bear 14. Enna, you can't say, okay, so if I have any idea, you to be first nipa 14 concotrama, and some are buying coffers with bed doors. It's yes, and yet, you're being rotational. It's nipa 7, and a becoso. Not the next, say, yes, someone, not nipa 7, so. It's not more than anything, but almost creative as agency, not domains, I was not also be a for no. And idea for a count for count film and television, audiovisual. So I'm understanding on this one because of the fact that who said, Ufa visit a one more TikTok now, didn't know we audiovisual. Engineer said, the only account, one more online, the money. Also, the general, the normal, yeah, no more fat, traditional is a TV in the film for and Kwana Yamodomoko. It's by the woman account. Auxiliary way for support for a friend saying, entertainment, the money there to say, almost supply events, almost events, almost supply equipment near the account. It's a dorsal. Yes, I 7. Not just 7 qua, because 14, 7 qua. This time, the next time, another 7 qua. But if we within the 7, it will be more or more the interlinked. When we on more almost our honey, it's okay. This we know we and the friends, the board no we know. Nipa 7 is some of it a good when we are buying coffee for no. Now we have so these 2 years visual arts for nearly, music for home. It's basically that's the general way about the governing board. Unless there's any other question, the episode.
Yeah, not for instance, NFA board you say no. Ababe nkomo kese pa chese. Ya kan most of the time na ya na issues be bring na ba. Ya ka say NFA for ni board ntino to me start proper operations because ye nim say aban na etwem na ye wo board there but na ehun sensem no eye den edoso. But ya say ye bomodea are appointing for as board members see Jumano say no yen share ni mu say eniyema ni hyehyeye ene eniyema e wo say NFD to akwan mu ema ye film industry no etumi ejina ne nan so se ne wo say ejina no ebekosa na
oh ene de me ka say ebekosa se ne de nipa na o ma frɛ no honestly ubi samia maka say nipa na o ya frɛ mo no atitupa na the point is that me board no so and na obi say senior Ivan na Ivan na senior I was nafty and near my wife mourning a film and sema why both international name local no. Very, very important because ukaya time I want who share a lot. I'm say obi our experience in film and or your filmmaker. It you me can say last election one more year we na and this before more year or more manifesto ban. Maybe could be a question. No time we open for me. Say why any filmmaker? Because I have the feeling that they didn't understand that. Why am I saying that? Because we share we know the last time in the board no how more form here no. Obviously, I'm not saying anything against my senior, who is David, but he's not a filmmaker. In terms of definition of what a filmmaker is, no, and what we wrote in the law, no, because you filmmaker, no, he knows a lot of things about film in terms of even the crew near the ocean list of a crew now, or the only filmmaker, only my head, only producer, money like that, only all those people here, man. Some of the most of he leads the course. It's not only leading course, no. You know, he's but that was not what we had. And so we issued this thing and said that, look, I mean, is that the thing? I'm sure that could be our question. They said, who is the filmmaker? And then, of course, if you can Google it or check who is the filmmaker. Well, yeah, you know, I but you will be a filmmaker. It's a yes, in India, Obina didn't that's what I people from India. But if I'm crazy, I can say, oh, yes, she says, you know, look at all the Coco Festival in Ohana. Is it the actor? Is it the makeup artist? Is it the production manager? No. Well, it's sorry when you about happen. But I think that these things, within this particular way, there's a kind of a correction because I feel that I really, really trust the fact that Obiti said, "I'm considering the it's a very good one." One more, so maybe to my camp, just the people within my sector now, you know, free outside, my friends, events, I work with so be to say, I say Tamagulo. Very brilliant lady, I don't know, why film festivals, I tried the, you know, initially, if you remember, Manson started, we know, defense and the film, I don't know, the thing, I don't know, representing man on the side. Before we said, Dr. Friends, Rebecca, or Hinasa, only head of department, or former NAFTI, IFT. Offending saying film artistic in television department, no, and also background in archiving in Yamanama or a documentary filmmaker near it. You know, Ufa we use offending say Zach say ASOC, you know, collection agency now. I mean, basically, the people who are coming up, people who are very knowledgeable and very experienced, and most of them also are together. It is if I and bond in over the top. It I'm hoping say Niamana when Niamana started here yet now. Crowds and anything, but they were part of it. And they understand where we wanted to go because we had a roadmap at that time.
Right.
Baby, I never said anything because anything my but near the want to say any other. And see, I have a feeling that this time the board will be up and running. You so you want to just 2 years. They say I won't in our senior. So that's the first thing on our lap. I say because I told you never be able to move. I mean, maybe I do to better a better watching.
Now, okay, say at a ranch me 2 years. Okay, you mean the fire now at your office on? Yeah. Okay, right. Now, George, this is say one casacra so all board in Subi as a board member. Ye beja wa mawako, but answer and say no bosomino 8 months and ye remu and chenny rapi up ye no. As a board member no. Ubeka said, dear na yen share ni mu ya say. At least no eba no a film industry na ye be who said these certain policies ni manya maybe a ye rolling it out I started implementing.
Oh, so in the first one we can only baby I'll do to be to a bad watching. First one they say baby with me that enya at their office on the best at the Asana. So maybe a and the first one. The next one is the airline I check. The media in the 2018 tone. And also never right now there. I see it me pia because airline a regulator. Regulation, you know, a home run on Casancasa no home, a dog but Umbo and Papa microphone say no move how to do the operationalization in proper Nakazano. And you know more. There are a whole lot of issues because I don't know Ubi from no maybe crowd here. Only immigration, only Manema. A whole lot of Nema applications in my so apply the Nema is here in more like Mefan say, young Tiasi or Branum. But to be challenging of course is a very different thing altogether. Because the details, any airline, legislative instrument, it's that legislative instrument, and also a very important thing. The other thing I would also say that as a sanction here, a proper like a film policy. Every country be very serious about film policy. Now within the film policy, no more to me, like I said, ABIMA tax rebates in this animal. Because you see, they are not give us tax rebates, equipment about mama tax rebates and for Baba Edmond, but you see, the point is that if any minimum, it's very difficult to do it. And a very ad hoc, say, Yamobi, into Muslim that kind of thing. So, be bad no especially Yamano. And then also saying, yes, a federal policy. The other thing is to look around. Who's cinema halls near there? Because I said, Gillette will not see any screens, now because you will be. You guys said, because me bamboo station because no, you will be any interest. And it is true because a place like Rec Cinema. See, last year we be on my Reverend has it. If I 800 how many of our thing cinema halls are 800 seater? And there were a view on my buying the I go on my buying put him say we need to go for all those man. We got Nathan and man. They are all there. They look at the back of the view that we can make the same thing as I started invented. That was my argument at the time. Say, you share money. You share universities. You share your anything hotels. No. Name grantiums are with permission to show the films so that we can have enough for our films. And also be a bit mama singing us. Who can also use cinema so I better than one. Not the point is that and for your cinema, you think you force silver bed standard, a standard. No, there are different ways. Yeah, categorization.
Right.
We are A, we are B list, we are C list, and so not cinema also. So here, it be open, it be different ways. We are also open park in the evening. Yeah, the Sandy man and say very innovative about it. Yeah, you be a man conform to make you see the back because we say by back for in India, then how are the people going to make all their money back? It's kind of the baby similar. Business might be persuaded to be more. But say, all these are things that any man agree as in also. But the first thing here, baby, Omudium Tibeto. And he now makes a yajuma. It's a no ever quack your own first answer. But of course, you meet here. Board meet here yet. Board meet here. I mean, they are all made my commas.
And because now even in as much as Nancy a jaya a shewo a year NFA baby Rockstones watch away say ohana muye jumefi. Even with that we still had complaints of people from the NFA saying so omuni biayo muye juma omuni biayo muye juma omuni biayo
because no sir because we share with the business secretary near the now call mabon now I call her who say but yeah, office because I'm so say appointed even deputy secretary on the office. So it's a true thing because see, even what the non-saying term not some set up a Kaiwa committee, because you see near my first representative now and for a year, a register who cannot classification. Now almost from the 80s, 90s, and now go ISDO any way for because a lot of the video cassettes, CDs in this animal. Nina pile up as won't mean because the baby knew this animal and I said, I digitize this animal. Oh, there's a whole lot of work to be done. Well, especially on Anisha. And as I conduct the ministry originally, almost plan and for now, now my rent or almost almost and uncle that species media moment. So that was the plan. And I say, almost as I can't wait. It's a young person over my home on the Indian and editing better than where they are because originally time cast my anything and they plans be that and if I hold money to say another ministry there. Any almost cast any idea plans and drawings being in Mandia Nanka Hormone say a bear and say a bear can say Pama even a theatre in the but I mean I'm also but we can say we are exactly what the meeting
okay. George, you better say your friend to me, G. So now only a train come here. That's CB. Okay, yeah, that's it. Mr. George Bosompem, a year officially or the PRO of GAFTA, a year Ghana Academy of Film and Television, or Sanso, a member of the newly appointed board for a year, the NFA ono ne ne twetwe nkoma wo boy mu kakra itefo ya hu me so kakra na ye ba studio ya ba ya pamfo ho na ye ne after 1 piece 104.3 itefo ye beda ma say na so mudi mo fidie na to ameka mo say ye stream live e wo Facebook sa so na ye wo YouTube wa to me a joining enkomwe say ati NFA ne creative arts agency ni authority enkomo no every hono na afe yemra ni say na yemhwe last week na Daddy Lumba vigil e call so e wo Independence Square creative arts agency for in collaboration with enyumeko ahudu bi a wo mo boaye ma Daddy Lumba vigil no wo Independence Square fe kama ni na ye bebo wo mabaso ha na nanka mimri de ya ebe nanka Daddy Lumba vigil no so ba be koso e wo Kumasi enanka ye ba be Daddy Lumba nso vigil ewo Kumasi na creative arts agency no has indefinitely postponed the Kumasi edition of the candlelight vigil in honor of the late high life legend Daddy Lumba. Nanka originally scheduled for Saturday the 9th of August nei but it's sign at Torenchema ababetuyen no Yetumi ayeden etu asheda. Now this decision was announced in a press statement dated the 7th of August 2025 and signed by the acting executive secretary of the agency Gideon Ayikwe. It comes in wake of a directive from President John Dramani Mahama, who has declared 3 days of national mourning from the 7th to the 9th of August 2025 following a fatal helicopter crash in Adansi. 8 Ghanaians lost their lives in the crash on the 6th of August 2025. One accident Honorable Minister Dr. Edward Omane Boama, Environment Minister Mr. Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad, others so NDC Vice Chairman and our former Kumasi Mayor Dr. Samuel Sapon, so the Deputy National Security Coordinator Alhaji Muniru Muhammad and the former NDC parliamentary candidate for Obuasi East Mr. Samuel Abuaje and squadron leader Peter Befemi and Bafemi Anala and flying officer Chum Ampedu and Sergeant Ernest Edu Mensa. Women members of the Ghana Armed Forces. At Renchemia at 2 years on the 6th of August. Omunina Moshura Monqua. Enuntino, Senior President Din Sheba ya say ye de esu woman wuno if he 7th to the 9th no. Daddy Lumba vigil no ene Kumasi die no enyamba so ye to asheda indefinitely. Yamba studio haniema ya pamfo akwaba na yenhye ye nkomo twetwe na se tili ema wakwaba ya wonso yema wakwaba that's tili yemfa unshase
yes last Wednesday not me Ministry of Food and Agriculture because na cocoa farmers are winning 2024 prize no. Now my back on na Madam Ernestine said to no winning overall best female farmer and Ghana tea. Winning last year. This year, which is last Wednesday, na from ministry mofa from so omumbeji omo cash prize. And tia wo how ya ceremony na bia I just say me ne ma me no ene ne secretary Madam Rosemonia wo ho me nya call. Free papa ho say mate asem na esi no na so we am won kwa dem network phone na den na esi and also mate say omo kan radio so say helicopter bia at ashform e wo opoase ho ba bi na mpanyufo ewu no up until then na omo ntimi confirm the people in it but na say incident na aba na say aba radio so e wo ho to not catch me say I verify because on you say me news me news content na we dey catch me say yeah you know we online and you no create so dey be any own be me it na me say I will find out and let him know I'm on a confirmation you know and no na me say but na me call online be so like me pia na me nya network na me go online so me say that who say obia break it I had a feeling that everybody was doing their checks to know how to go about it as well and I must say meeting news, and it was such a heartbreaking news. They say, and yeah, is cry. It's to see say and no abe conversation as be affecting every part of your life. It's not. And yeah, there one, and to see say and no. Any senior akopano has taken precedence over sebe and you be an ayasha to honor. And also, Jammy, one to know. We more me, ya. Say Kumase for the opportunity to show us senior what kind of crowd for the money we and they didn't have the opportunity to do that without the number fetch on because I know say come be a palm and I'm an aboso. But of course this thing and it's not just that the number for nebusia for pen every other person, every other institution who want to show their love one way or the other at the future, but Sebi Esana Aba and I'm a baby Toba Hantino. I am sure Kumase for Betia said that the number a Busia Fone or Nadofwa said they wanted to pull out for him and have that moment that you know our crown on Betia says Sebi at Torrenchen Sina Sebi Bia as a Santino. We wish the family and best of luck. I know they are still mourning in spite of whatever is happening. I'm also so almost there at the former they are mourning. As a nation, dear, we are not in a good space. If we towards July and the idea, August, we are not in a good space, and I'm hoping same. Once everything is done, Obia Benya that psychological help now we need to move forward. And yeah, one of the things I see as a nation is say as we don't look at the psychological part of the people that it directly impacts. We just move on, carry on like nothing has happened, and we don't see how it translates into your lives after that. I'm hoping efforts for your ministers now they all of these things they should have some psychological intercession be I was so much mean have that moment